The regular meeting of the North Lamar Board of Trustees to order, showing all board members present except Joel Sanders. This meeting will be conducted via Zoom, which will be audible to the public and allow for two-way communication. The public can access the meeting through the link that was provided on the North Lamar website. If you wish to address the Board of Trustees during public testimony, please complete the form that was there, or during public forum we will allow we'll pause and we'll allow two-way communication if someone desires. So at this time we'll rise and do the invocation and a pledge. Mr. Holmes.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you at this time, Lord, just thank you for this day, Lord. Lord, we thank you for all the many blessings you've bestowed upon each and every person in this room, Lord, and with this district, Lord. Lord, we've got great issues going on all over the world, Lord, and we just let you be in charge of it, because whatever is pleasing to you, that's our will be done, Lord. Lord, we just ask you to be with the faculty here, from the administration all the way down to the custodian, Lord, or bus drivers. Just be with them and their families, Lord, during this time. And Lord, we just lift up our students to you also, Lord, that the school year's coming to an end, and summer beginning, and they're out on the streets, out having fun when the law will allow it, Lord, and just watch over them, keep them safe, Lord. We just ask you, when the school comes back, Lord, that you continue to be with this administration, this board, that everything we do will be pleasing to you, Lord. And Lord, we just welcome you here in the North Lamar Independent School District, Lord, that you can walk the hallways with our students and in the classrooms and be with the faculty, Lord. Just watch over them, protect them each and every day, coming to school, while they're at school, and on their way home, Lord. Just keep them safe, Lord. We just can't thank you enough for all the many blessings. These things we ask in Christ Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On our Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
So no one signed up for 3. Okay, no one signed up for public testimony, so we'll move to item 4, public forum. We're going to give it 2 minutes for someone to notify Mrs. Stewart if they'd like to speak. Use the chat box if you would like to speak. Okay, it's 6:04 now. No one has let us know that they'd like to speak in public forum, so we'll move on to item number 5, consent agenda. If everyone's had an opportunity to look over the consent agenda, we'll need a motion to approve, made by Red. Second by Sheila. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. We'll move on to item number 6, action and discussion items. 6A, discussion only, attendance and enrollment. Mr. Watson.
Okay, all of you have the attendance there in the table. Bo was asking me how did I get this when we didn't attend. We are still keeping in our themes the attendance. That's how we still get our funding, so these numbers come from that. But anyway, Higgins, these are actual numbers. At Higgins we have 336. Everett 243, Parker 242, Bailey 310, Stone 558, and high school 727, which gives a total student enrollment of 2416. If you look at from March to April, that 1 month period, this is our ADA numbers. And so if you can look there at those numbers listed there for each campus. We actually went down 2.5 students. But if you look on the back, we're still in good shape as far as our financing goes, because Melissa just had 2,245 kids. ADA is what she used to figure our budget, and right now we're at 2296.2, so that still leaves us pretty good in our budget part as far as those numbers go. Any questions on attendance? Okay.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 6B, consideration and approval, educator appraisal waiver. Mr. Watson?
Okay. On appraisal system, some of the principals have not completed their appraisals yet because they still have till the end of March to complete all of those. And since we left March 6th and we hadn't been back in school since then, some of those are not going to get completed. And so the state has allowed us, each school district, to file for a waiver. It has to be board approved. And we're asking you to approve the waiver for that, not only for the T-test, which is the teacher appraisal, but the T-test, the principal appraisal. And part of that too, because part of that instrument to show teacher growth is you use part of the testing of student growth. And since there's no testing this year, then there's nothing for that part of that instrument. And so we're just requesting or asking you guys to pass a waiver so that are okay for us to file for the waiver in that process.
Most of our teachers have already been appraised, haven't
They
they?
have. There
A lot
were
of
just a
them, but they
handful
weren't
of them.
finished.
Yeah.
But even the appraisal, the T-test is not set up to use as to whether you hire or not hire somebody. It's for teacher growth or principal growth. And so that instrument is not what we use to determine if somebody is renewed or non-renewed. It's just for the teacher or principal growth.
I move that we accept the.
Next, you're gonna have, I am at a school board meeting online. Can I call you back?
Well,
Can I
a
call
motion
you
made by
back?
Sheila, a second made by Bo. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. We'll move to item 6C, discussion only, Texas A&M Commerce Free Tuition Program. Dr. Chadwick?
So Texas A&M Commerce is doing a pretty cool thing, I think, to districts in its service area. They are paying the remaining balance of any tuition that's not covered by other financial assistance, like student loans or scholarships, for any student who would be a first-time, full-time, degree-seeking undergraduate with a family household income of $50,000 or less. So basically, this ensures that students from low-income families can afford to participate and go to the university. So this is a program that we feel compelled to participate in for the benefit of our students as well. Any questions?
Do you know, Chadwick, on that, if if they were enrolled in a dual credit class in high school, does that still count since it said first time?
I'm gonna check on that. Thank you for
Okay.
bringing that up, because that's a great thing for me to look at. The one thing it does say is that it's after student loans and scholarships have been in place. So I'll see what would happen if it's a dual credit student and follows that. But that's a good idea. Thank you.
Dr. Chairman, how are we gonna get the word out to the students?
We'll get the word out to students, the same through our counseling, our high school counseling department. They do a fabulous job of making sure that our seniors and juniors.
The door's being closed, that's why I was wondering.
Right, well, we'll put it on our website and push that information out, but
President Rudin speak on this at one of our retired teacher meetings, made an excellent presentation, and he was, I was very impressed by his presentation and the effort that he says that Texas A&M Commerce is going to make to help students that maybe need more financial aid. So I think this is an excellent program, and I'll move that we do this.
Just to address your question, Mr. President, we don't have any dual credit with Texas A&M Commerce. All of our dual credit is with Paris Junior College.
Right, so that's what I was just wondering though, since I don't know if that's considered attending a college, since it said your first time attending, if you know.
No, it's just this university.
Just that university, okay.
And it does say here, first time, full time.
Okay.
I mean, on the letter, it says
So you
first
gotta
time,
be
full time.
Not just kind of testing the water.
Okay. That sounds great.
That was discussion only. Is there
Oh, I'm
anything else?
sorry. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. We'll move on to item 7, Superintendent's Report.
Okay, I had given you an update earlier in the year regarding the Northeast Texas School Board Association. Dr. Fitz let us know that that is canceled. It had been moved to May 4th, but it is now canceled. Also in front of you, I put a stack of information regarding COVID-19 updates. The very first one I'd like for you to look at is the guidance on entering schools during the closure. This is information that was provided to us by TEA, and it's per Governor Abbott's April 17th, 2020 order. These parameters will remain in effect for the duration of the Governor's orders. This is giving specific guidelines for stating that our school classrooms are closed for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year, and it gives parameters for teachers that they can go into their classrooms for video instruction to perform administrative duties and or to clean out their classrooms. Where possible, teachers and staff should continue to work remotely, and if they can't do so, they should follow the parameters outlined in this guidance. Teacher and staff at schools should be staggered at each individual campus to enable social distancing to be implemented effectively. Teachers and staff must be in the classrooms or offices by themselves and must maintain social distancing of at least 6 feet from one another. Teachers and staff should wear masks if available, or a face covering if masks are not available. And teachers and staff must screen themselves before coming into the school for new or worsening cough, shortness of breath, sore throat, loss of taste or smell, feeling feverish, or a measured temperature greater than or equal to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or known close contact with a person who is lab confirmed to have COVID-19. Schools must clean and sanitize bathrooms, doorknobs, and other commonly touched surfaces. This information was sent out to our staff so that they are aware of the procedures that the governor has set forth for them. Also, you'll see an instructional plan for school closure. This is something that our school district has put together for our staff, and it talks about different types of communication tools. It also talks about, or it gives a timeline from March 12th all the way through April 17th of Governor Abbott's announcing of all the schools to be closed. This was sent out to the staff also so that they could view their roles and responsibility during school closure. It covers everything from resources and preparation to lesson planning to grades and just communicating. There's also steps in this plan for the campus administrators, the curriculum and instruction group, and the communications department. Also, on the back, we added an addendum for the special education department, and it talks about evaluations and ARDS. So I wanted to provide this to you today so that you could see what our instructional plan is going to be from now until the end of school. And on the back, it's just, it has a list of FAQs for online learning. So this has been provided to our staff members, and this is something that I would also like to put on our website for our parents to be able to review. At the back of the stack of the papers that I gave you is COVID-19 FAQs. This is simply the information that TEA has provided for school board members. It's rather lengthy, but I wanted to print this information so that you would have it if there were any questions that maybe you might need answered in regards to any type of school board trainings. Does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Okay.
What about all the stuff that all the kids in their lockers and stuff? What are we going to do about that?
We are going to be meeting with the principals to devise a plan on what we're going to do. Because we have students that not only have belongings in their personal lockers at school, but we also have students who have belongings in their athletic lockers.
About graduation and things like that, are you meeting with the principals anytime soon, or the high school principal, to discuss what y'all's plans are, or what you think we may be doing for prom, graduation,
Yes.
anything like that?
So on Friday, when the governor spoke, he informed the superintendents that we would be receiving guidance for our graduation ceremonies, and every Tuesday and Thursday, Commissioner Morath has a conference call with all of the superintendents in Texas, and we are hoping that Commissioner Morath is going to share that information with us tomorrow. Once that information is shared with us, we will have a meeting with the principal of the high school to discuss what we're going to do for graduation.
Anything else down there? Red, you have anything? Bo, Sheila? What I'd like to discuss, obviously we're planning on hopefully returning to school for fall semester. What will TEA do, or what will you guys be doing to come up with some protocols and plans? I mean, are we going to, for example, are we going to require students to wear face coverings, and how are we going to source those? How are we going to pay for those if so? You know, what are the protocols for having a sick kid? Will we require testing? How will we isolate the situation? What is your plans on those type of things?
Okay. Like the parameters that Governor Abbott has given to us for our teachers to follow, we are looking for that information to be coming from TEA for the fall. We've had meetings with, our video conference meetings with the Region 8 Service Center. So far, the only thing that has been mentioned in the fall is the possibility of starting school earlier, and we have been advised to be prepared that we might have to start school back at the beginning of August. However, the Commissioner of Education has not shared that with us, but we are preparing for that in case he shares that information. I do feel like that the Commissioner will also give us our guidelines that he wants us to follow as a district when it comes to screening kids for the possibility of COVID-19.
Okay. Anyone else? Questions? Is that off? Okay. Thank you. We'll move to item 8, executive session. The board will conduct a closed meeting in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551, Subchapters D and E, Texas Government Code Section 551.074, Personnel Matters, and Texas Government Code 551.071, Consultation with Attorney, at 6:18.